treat you better than I'll treat you.
It's always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Good evening and welcome to the DBS Evening News. I'm Alian Christopher. In the headlines, Discover Dominica Authority reports a busy start to February with the arrival of 3 cruise ships in port today. From the region, CARICOF warns of severe weather activity as early as April, and internationally, partial government shutdown ends after U.S. House vote. These are the headlines. The details of the news when we return.
It's in the feeling in our weak side. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what, we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Once again, I'm your presenter, Alian Christopher. First up in the news, Dominica is experiencing a busy start to February following the arrival of 3 cruise ships in port today and 3 more scheduled to arrive tomorrow. A press release from the Discover Dominica Authority highlights that this trend reflects a steady demand for cruises and ongoing confidence in the destination during the 2025-2026 cruise season. The Ministry of Tourism and the Discover Dominica Authority confirmed that today's cruise calls include the MV Costa Pacifica at the Roseau cruise ship berth, carrying over 3,800 passengers, the MV Viking Sea at the Woodbridge Bay Port, transporting approximately 1,000 passengers, and the SY Sea Cloud at the Cabrit's cruise ship berth, with close to 90 passengers visiting communities and attractions in the northern part of the island. Cruise activity will continue on Wednesday, February 4th, with the arrival of the MV Jewel of the Seas, bringing 2,702 passengers. Additionally, the Le Dumont d'Urville, carrying 184 passengers, will dock at the Cabrit's cruise ship berth, and the MV Majestic Princess will make its inaugural call to Dominica at the Woodbridge Bay Port, bringing an estimated 4,272 passengers to the island. The press release further states that across these 2 days, 6 cruise vessels are expected to deliver approximately 12,048 passengers to Dominica, supporting economic activity for tour operators, vendors, transport providers, and businesses in communities throughout the island. And Dominica is reporting that tourism generated an estimated $405.5 million in direct visitor spending in 2025. Minister for Tourism, Dennis Charles Pemberton, says tourism made a major impact on Dominica's economy last year.
As of December 31st, 2025, total passenger arrivals reached 488,091 visitors. That represents a 13% increase over 2024 and a 49% increase compared to 2019 before the pandemic. What is especially encouraging is how the year ended. In December, stayover arrivals increased by 20%, showing strong demand during the peak travel period and giving us real momentum going into 2026. Overall, stayover arrivals, including yachts, reached 112,195 visitors, an 18% increase over 2024 and the highest on record. Pure stayover arrivals stood at 98,734 visitors, also reflecting 18% growth over last year and 10% above pre-pandemic levels.
Minister for Tourism Denise Charles Pemberton. The tourism minister says the cruise sector performed strongly in 2025.
Our cruise sector also performed well. Cruise passenger arrivals reached 375,646, a 12% increase over 2024 and the highest full-year figure since 2011. In economic terms, tourism generated an estimated EC 405.5 million in direct visitor spending in 2025. When we take into account the wider economic impact, including transport, agriculture, construction, services, and the many small businesses that tourism supports, and as major national investments such as the international airport, the marina, and cruise village come on stream, the total contribution of tourism to Dominica's economy moves steadily toward the $1 billion mark. These results show clearly that government investments are bearing fruit, particularly in air access, ports, accommodation, and destination marketing. This progress reflects the hard work of our tourism team, our private sector partners, and the many Dominicans who play their part every day. Most importantly, this growth means more jobs, stronger businesses, and greater resilience for Dominican families.
And that's the Minister for Tourism, Denise Charles Pemberton. Dominican businessman Kenny Green has called for government to introduce new policies to encourage more people abroad to make Dominica their home. Green told the Discoveries program on DBS that Dominica needs to increase its population. He says a residence by investment program can be pursued.
So if you have an RBI, which is a residence by investment, which is different from a CBI, you attract through specific packages people to come to the island and they can naturalize and get citizenship by living here. This idea that people are coming to take Dominica away from us is a myth. And it's a myth that is actually self-perpetuating, because what's happening is that it creates this idea that we should create barriers rather than opening up. And it takes government now to lead by policy to say, you know what, the reality is we need not just more people, but we need people who are willing to assimilate into our culture and at the same time be able to finance the next generation of Dominicans. And you can only do that by putting policy in place. There are other things that we can do. I would, if I was the government of Dominica, I would do simple things like increase the threshold of people who could qualify to being Dominicans. Right now, if both your grandparents are Dominicans, you're not eligible to be Dominicans. Barbados, I think, changed that. Most of the other islands are not the same. Barbados is unique, I think, in that regard. But Dominica can and should do the same, because it will widen the amount of people who would qualify for a Dominican passport because both their grandparents are Dominican. Also, Dominican women who have had children prior to 1978, for example, because Dominica was not independent back then, their children don't qualify under our constitution to be Dominican. We can change that.
And that is businessman Kenny Green. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ryan Ansem, says the UE Farmer Field Schools program is aligned with the ministry's commitment to building capacity within the agriculture sector. During a ceremony this morning, 35 farmers from the Kalinago territory received certificates for successfully completing the Sustainable Agriculture Farmer Field School program. These farmers were part of the program's second cohort, which is funded by the Commonwealth of Learning's Virtual University for Small States of the Commonwealth.
So following the successful Farmer Field School, the Ministry of Agriculture recognized the importance of expanding this initiative to ensure inclusive access to training and developing opportunities. Bringing this program to the Kalinago territory was both intentional and, we believe, necessary. It reflects our commitment to empower our farmers in this space with knowledge and skills needed to adapt, thrive, and remain competitive while respecting your cultural tradition. The primary purpose of this farmer field school was to equip you farmers with practical skills. So we brought you into a classroom, but basically showing you all the practicals. And by doing it yourself, you have learned the necessary skills that you need. The program focused was to strengthen your capacity in soil health management, pest and disease control, climate smart agriculture, and the use of modern technology and artificial intelligence. Beyond production, the program also aimed to improve food security, and not only food security. I always like to put nutrition security and protein security.
And that's Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ryan Ansem. Head of the UE Global Campus, Dominica, Dr. Kimon Joseph, gave an overview of the program.
From October 2025, we embarked on the 6-week training program in sustainable agriculture, Farmer Field School, that would form phase 1 of the new project for cohort 2. The project received the much needed nod from Mr. Roland Royer, who is the Minister of Agriculture, his PS, Mr. Ryan Anselm, and Mr. Kian Stevenson, the Director of Agriculture. And Mr. Kian Stevenson is the one who has really been spearheading the Farmer Field School initiatives in Dominica. Through the use and demonstration of contemporary approaches that incorporated technology, innovation, and artificial intelligence, participants worked in real-life farm settings right here in the Kalinago territory. This course, which was designed for rural crop production farmers, focused on upgrading their skills in specific areas like pest and disease resilience and control, alternative crop production systems like hydroponics, aquaculture, and aquaponics, modern livestock production systems, up-to-date practices, and marketing techniques. Today, we celebrate not only the successful completion of the training program, but the invaluable contribution of every participant to the advancement of agricultural practices in our communities.
That's head of the UE Global Campus, Dominica, Dr. Kimon Joseph. Executive Director of the Dominica Social Security, Janice Jean-Jacques Thomas, says the institution has shown growth over the past years. The Dominica Social Security celebrated its 50th anniversary on February 1st. Thomas says how over the years, the institution has provided income replacements for people in times of need.
Consider for a moment the evolution of Social Security over the 5 years, the various improvements which have been implemented, and the overall positive impact that the Dominica Social Security has had and continues to have on the lives of our people, particularly our senior citizens. Indeed, for many of them, a Social Security pension represents their only source of income during their twilight years. It is only fitting, therefore, that we all join in giving praise and thanks to God for the existence of so noble an institution which caters to the needs of our people from the cradle to the grave. Our theme this year, a legacy of protection, securing the future, speaks to the institution's track record of delivering on the promise of providing income replacement to insured persons and their dependents at times when they would otherwise be out of pocket.
Executive Director of the Dominica Social Security, Janice Jean-Jacques Thomas. Top performers of the UE Global Campus Dominica, Nikita Shillingford and Kirk Edwards, are among 48 students to be recognized during a recognition ceremony on Thursday. The ceremony is scheduled to take place at the Truth and Grace Fellowship Global Church and will be presided over by Dr. Francis Severin, Pro Vice Chancellor and Principal of the UE Global Campus. 41 undergraduate students and 7 graduate students of the UE Global Campus will form part of the ceremony.
It means a great deal to me. Being named the top student for Dominica of the UWI Global Campus Class of 2025 is truly humbling. It represents years of hard work, discipline, and the sacrifices. Throughout my academic journey, I was very dedicated and committed to excelling in every course. So it is an incredible honor. If anybody is interested in pursuing higher education at this point, I would simply encourage them to not let their current responsibilities discourage them. There will always be sacrifices. It is really a part of life. And some sacrifices are truly worth it. It's about moving at your own pace, remaining disciplined, and simply believing in yourself that you can succeed.
That is top undergraduate student of the UE Global Campus Class of 2025, Nikita Shillingford. Kirk Edwards was top performer among the graduate students.
My motivation for attaining excellence along my educational journey, believe it or not, has always been about the learning. I am really fascinated by acquiring new information and just integrating it into my own personal experiences, my practices, and my values. I have really come to appreciate the process as I strive to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, since I know it has implications for those that I represent, my family, my peers, and my colleagues, and even my community. With this new knowledge gained, I aim to cultivate the minds within my orbit, to upgrade, to uplift the characters of those under my tutelage. With degrees such as instructional design and math education, I am interested in working on practices and policies and procedures that will enhance the experiences of learners within any and all educational settings, be it schools, corporate agencies, or even businesses, anywhere where learning is required. If I'm able to move the dial just a tad bit, then I would have made the world a better place.
And that is top performer among the graduate students, Kirk Edwards. The cohort recorded strong academic performances with 51% of graduates achieving first-class honors, while 60% of graduate students earned distinctions. The top 3 undergraduate students from Dominica are Nikita Shillingford, who pursued a Bachelor of Science in General Management Studies, Carissa St. Rose and Christine Maxime, both of whom completed Bachelor of Science degrees in International Management. Among the graduate students, the top performers are Kirk Edwards, who completed a Master of Science in Instructional Technology and Design, Maureen Valmont, a Master of Science in Project Management graduate, and Naomi Remy Laura, who earned a Master of Education in Teaching and Learning with Emerging Technologies. That concludes the National Focus. Stay tuned for news from the region and the world. Up next.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are.
DBS News.
Welcome back from the region. The Barbados-based Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum, CARICOF, has said that the continued unusual warmth in the tropical North Atlantic Ocean will result in the occurrence of severe weather activity as early as April. CARICOF, in its latest edition of Caribbean Climate Outlooks covering the 3-month period February to April, said that the severe weather will occur in southern Belize, the Guianas, the Greater Antilles and mountainous areas of the Lesser Antilles, implying high or even extremely high potential for flooding, flash floods, cascading hazards, and associated impacts after March. CARICOF said that this part of the Caribbean dry season includes its annual peak in March, as well as the transition out of the cool and into the heat season. And internationally, the U.S. House of Representatives has ended a partial government shutdown after President Donald Trump urged Republicans to press ahead with a vote despite concerns with the new spending plan. Democrats and Republicans disagreed over funding for the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, which is under intense scrutiny after federal immigration agents shot and killed 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis last month. Brokered in the U.S. Senate at Trump's urging. The deal funds the government and buys lawmakers more time to haggle over the future of DHS. The deal, which passed in a narrow 217 to 214 vote, keeps DHS running for 2 weeks while lawmakers consider future funding and reforms to the agency. That's all for the news. Stay tuned for the DBS Evening's Sport Report up next.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is bumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep things going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sport Report. President of the Dominica Athletics Association, Brendan Williams, says a new partnership with Pine Hill Juices will go a long way towards the development of the sport. Williams says the strategic partnership, facilitated through the distributor Belfast Estate Limited, reflects a shared commitment to youth empowerment, healthy lifestyles, and sporting excellence. Earlier this year, the Athletics Association announced Niagara Water as its official hydration partner. Williams says this is another major endorsement for the Athletics Association.
Well, Gavin, we are delighted to welcome Pine Hill as the official wellness partner of the Dominica Athletics Association for 2026. This collaboration strengthens how we support athletes beyond competition through education, wellness, and personal development, ensuring that they are equipped to succeed on and off the track. Additionally, it demonstrates the strength of the athletics fraternity and the brand that we're creating, that, you know, sponsors such as Pine Hill, who have been in the Caribbean for many decades, I believe since 1966, and supplying local juices and dairy products to Dominica for several years. And with this collaboration, we will see educational workshops for our athletes that will focus on safeguarding, anti-doping, how to be an ambassador, media training as well. Additionally, this program will also seek to collaborate for one of our major championships to be held in Dominica. So on behalf of the Dominica Athletics Association, we would like to thank Pine Hill for seeing the growth of this sport and want to be a part of the movement to ensure that we nurture young champions who will not only represent Dominica regionally, but also internationally on the global scene.
That is Brendan Williams, the president of the Dominica Athletics Association. A key highlight of the partnership is the Pine Hill Next Gen Champions Workshop. This educational initiative is designed for Dominica's top junior athletes preparing for major regional and international competitions, including the Carifta Games, NACAC Under-18 and the Under-23 Championships, World Junior Championships, and Youth Olympic Games. Meantime, Export Distribution Manager and Pine Hill representative Jasmine Hamilton says Pine Hill is proud to play their part in the development of the sport.
Pine Hill Juices is elated at the opportunity to partner with the Dominica Athletics Association as the wellness partner for the 2026 athletics season. This sponsorship includes the Junior Championships in April and the Next Gen Sports Workshop in March, among other activities. We saw the need to join in helping to build a support network for our athletes, without which they may not be able to realize their full potential. We are committed to the development and well-being of our next generation, and this partnership is evidence of this. We extend our appreciation for the support of the product which made such initiatives possible.
Export Distribution Manager and Pine Hill representative Jasmine Hamilton. 42 primary schools are set to participate in this year's National Bank of Dominica Sports Division Primary Schools Football Competition, which gets underway tomorrow, Wednesday. There will be competition in the Boys Division 1 Championship, the Girls Championship, and the Boys Development Division. The competition will get underway with an opening ceremony at the Newtown Savannah from 10 a.m. Don Leogal is the football games coach.
The National Bank of Dominica Sports Division 2026 Primary School Football Competition begins on Wednesday, 4 February in Newtown. There will be an opening ceremony from 10 a.m. with addresses from the sports coordinator, Mr. Trevor Shillingford, a worship Ermin Roye, Mayor of Roseau, Honorable Shikira Lokati-Polite, Parliamentary Representative of the Roseau South constituency, Ms. Michelle Joseph, Marketing Manager of the sponsors National Bank of Dominica, Honorable Esco Judge, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth Sports and Community Development. Matches will be played in the Valley Central Zone. 4 schools will participate. They are the Convent Preparatory School, the St. Mary's Primary, Roseau Primary School, and the Goodwood Primary School. The competition will continue on Thursday, 5th February in the South-Southwest Zone in Newtown and the North-Northwest Zone in Portsmouth.
Football games coach Don Leogirl. The Baroness Patricia Scotland Thibault Penville Combined Primary Schools are the defending boys champions, while the St. John's Primary are the defending girls champions. The Pierre Charles Secondary School took first innings points against the Portsmouth Secondary School as the two teams played to a draw at the Benjamin Park. The Pierre Charles Secondary School won the toss and sent the Portsmouth Secondary School in to have first knock. Serrani Stevens claimed 3 wickets for 11 and Trevon Henry 2 wickets for 3 runs for the Pierre Charles Secondary School as Portsmouth Secondary School declared on 52 for 8. Derwin Lewis top scored with 10. Pierre Charles Secondary School in their turn were bowled out for 70, a slender lead of 18. Aiden Mitchell got 29. Derwin Lewis took 5 for 16. Chris Toussaint 2 wickets for 5 and Jaquan Latil 2 for 7 for Portsmouth Secondary School. In the second innings, the Portsmouth Secondary School finished 65 for 8 with Derwin Lewis getting 28. Serrani Stevens picked up 4 for 7 and Darren Ellick 2 for 22. The match ended in a draw with the Pierre Charles Secondary School claiming first innings points. The secondary school's Under-20 Cricket Championship continues tomorrow with the Dominica State College taking on Castlebruce Secondary School at the Jolly John Park. Meantime, in the Sports Division Secondary School's Netball Championship, one game was played at the Windsor Park Stadium. Convent High School crushed the Dominica Grammar School 26 goals to 2 in the Under-14 division. Scoring for Convent High School were Amira Henderson with 18 from 32 tries and Amira Istash 8 from 12 tries, while Nikezia Williams had 2 from free tries for the Dominica Grammar School. Also in volleyball championships played at the Windsor Park, in the male category, Goodwill Secondary School went down to the Dominica State College 3-0. The set scores 9-25, 12-25 and 18-25. In other sports this evening, captain of the senior men's national football team, Travis Joseph, has confirmed that he will miss the upcoming CONCACAF friendly series due to injury. The forward, who has captained the team since the retirement of Glenson Prince, will miss the upcoming games with a knee injury. Joseph says while he is devastated that he won't be able to represent the country, he will continue to give whatever support he can to the team.
Well, for now, my status is I'm injured. So that's why I'm not really playing on training with the squad. I mean, I'm still present with them, but yeah, for now I will be missing that tour in March.
It must be very difficult for you, Snake. I'm sure you don't want to go into too much details as to the extent of the injury, but how soon can we possibly expect you back?
Well, I would say at least 3 months, according to how quick I could get checked up. So yeah, but it's always got it to not be with the squad, and yeah, but at least I'm still showing my seniority to be there to share my knowledge with the young ones especially, so I could help them in any way possible.
All right, I know how difficult it must be for you sitting on the outside looking at them, but what have you made of the training sessions so far? Just about 3-4 weeks into things so far.
Yeah, well, so far I like the training, especially the drills and the setup for them. Yeah, I would really love to be in that setup, but unfortunately, yeah, but I could see the guys are doing well so far. Just some more weeks and they should be sharp enough because they're really getting some good training for now.
All right, let's look at the mentality with the camp. I mean, it's a new coach and everything, but how do you think the guys have gelled with things so far?
Well, in the beginning it was a little bit rough for them, seeing that, technically there was a bit of new sessions for them, but they are adapting very well. And they have some senior guys still, like Brian Ordell J. So they're helping them very well so far, and they're getting on good.
All right, Snake, final word to the team. Yes, you're going to be out of action, but you will be there in spirit and whatnot. What would you want to say to your teammates right now?
Well, I'll just tell the guys, keep their head up. 2 more games. We have to go out and represent as a team, as a unit, and for the country, for the people. So I wish the guys good luck, and I will always be there with them to help in any way possible. So good luck, my boys.
That's captain of the senior men's national football team, Travis Joseph. Finally this evening, West Indies head coach Darren Sammy believes his fast bowlers will improve as they get set for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. The Windies will play their first World Cup warm-up match on Wednesday against Afghanistan. Sammy thinks that the bowlers on their day are capable of producing match-winning efforts for the team.
You look at the fast bowling department. Jaden, has come on in T20 cricket. His role to try and get wickets for us in the power play with his line and length and control. Alzari Joseph was injured, so in big tournaments like that, experience do matter. And Shumar Joseph coming from injury. Coach Ravi Rampal, loves the work he's put in and will continue to put in, and he expects by the time we get to India, these 3 guys would be in good stead.
Sammy, however, says that one weakness in the current setup is the absence of left-arm seamer in the team.
It's something you've heard me advocate for, a left-arm seamer in white ball cricket. We had 2 of them, Blades and Simmons. Somewhere during last year, they both suffered injuries, but it was good to see Blades back at the start of the year, and he's definitely one we're going to continue to work with, and hopefully both he and Blades could develop at a pace that pushes for position.
And that's the West Indies head coach, Darren Sammy. Well, that too will end this evening's sport report. And of course, the entire news itself. I've been the presenter of the DBS Evening Major News, Arlian Christopher, and the sport report. On behalf of the news and sports department, Arlian Christopher saying good evening.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. 'Cause the rhythm of life is bumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 3rd day of February 2026. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio death announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We announce the death of Cloda Cecilia Alexander, née Caesar, age 80, of Emsall. She died on Friday, the 23rd of January 2026 at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. She will be remembered by her sisters-in-law Rosa Filbert and Dengue Newton, her brother-in-law Augustine Prosper, stepchildren Sandra Favrier, Tony and Hilary Alexander, nieces Linda DeQuentel, Valerie Ely, Verly Lom, Sinella, Joyce, Glenda and Sharon Caesar, Sheila Prosper, Karen Thomas and Marina Kidd. Nephews Brian and Esmond DeQuentel, Ivor LaRoque, Oswin Ely, Kenneth and Mervyn Caesar and Desmond Prosper. Close relatives Renwick Johnson, Roy Christopher, Sheena, Jeremiah, Yolanda Lockhart, Calvin Staber, Rose and Reginald Ellie, Valentine Tong, Jennifer James, Bashi and Valerie Ely, Andy Prosper, Ingrid Bruno, Erlin Winston, Deborah and Dennis Thompson, Eric and Zowina Green, Derek and Tech Fontaine, The Welsh, Desha, Joseph, Caesar, Andre, Honore, Ito, Louis, Christopher, Adrian, Fagan, Dorival, and James families. Close friends, Henrietta Ailey, Silma Howe, Janet Dow, Maria Bellot, Eula Mary,